as if to emphasize that these laws are against immorality. They're not just health laws. These first and foremost, these are immoral. These are against God's moral law. This relationship is strictly immoral in nature. As it says at the end of verse 17, it is wickedness. That is a very strong term in Hebrew. The complete displeasure of God is added to this. It is an abomination, literally. The word speaks of an evil plot there. Something that had to been being looked for. A warped mind is needed to have sexual relations with a step-grandchild. It's one more relationship added to the incestuous list, verse 18. Nor shall you take a woman as a rival to her sister to uncover her nakedness while the other is alive. This is one of the closest injunctions in the law against polygamy. Even though it is seen as falling short of condoning that practice specifically, and by those who practice it, they point that out. Technically, this is condemning the creation of a rivalry, it says, between two sisters. And so those who are in favor of polygamy or who say the Bible is silent, they say you can't use this verse. And they will say that. Talk to Mormons sometime. Even though the prohibition against polygamy is really addressed right in verse 6, right at the beginning of this passage, when it introduces this whole section and says, none of you shall approach anyone who is near of kin to him to uncover his nakedness. The minute someone has two spouses, they're near of kin. I hate to tell you. And near of kin to one another, well, why did David? He had a bunch of wives. Abraham, Jacob, you go down the list, whoever. Why did they have multiple wives? And again, I've talked and witnessed to Mormons and talked to them, and they hold them up as, just these great examples. What about these biblical godly men? You notice it's never portrayed as a positive thing. It's never portrayed as positive in Scripture. It's almost as if the various polygamist marriages are presented so as to just speak for themselves. It's always a disaster. Socially, culturally, emotionally, relationally, the home's a wreck whenever you see what's going on there. You realize after a while that the Bible is exposing and subverting negative practices that people in pagan cultures lived in. The Bible exposes those things as being wrong, not just by saying you can't do that. God just shows what happens when you do. It says, here, you want multiple wives? Go live in Jacob's house for a few weeks, Look what they had to go through. I mean, they only sell their brother into slavery, and they're always killing the town next to them. I mean, people are crazy.